Hey, welcome to Web3 Weekly with your host, Blockstar Technology.
Let's go. All right. We are live now. All right. So, hi everyone. Welcome to episode 39 of Web3 Weekly. So, hi to our TikTok fans, our Insta fans, Twitter, LinkedIn, Meta, pretty much everyone. So today I have just only two of us.
It's just us.
The special ones.
So,
Alrighty, so
which way you put that special.
So guys, so today's so I have Charlie with me. Charlie and myself, we are joining today. We're going to talk about the current state of or what's happening this week in the Web3 space.
Yeah. I'm putting a positive vibe on this one.
100%. I think that's needed. Right?
Yeah.
Everything's going on. I think we need to. There's so much good happening in the industry, and we really want to talk about those highlight those opportunities and what's happening out there. All right. So let's start with a bang. Louis Vuitton.
Yes.
That's very interesting. Hey?
Yes, and expensive.
And expensive.
But
then again,
the Louis Vuitton
it's
probably
Louis Vuitton.
not. Yeah.
100%. You know?
The brand is there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and someone about 2 weeks ago, maybe 2-3 weeks ago, someone mentioned to me like, if anyone dropping NFTs at the current market conditions, they haven't done their research properly, right? And then I see there's so many NFT drops happen, like this week alone, just last week alone, right? So what's your take on how the Louis Vuitton drop went?
I think it went well, to be honest. I don't have one myself or have a need for one with
it's interesting.
My wife, maybe, if she knew about it and knew how to purchase one, but me, not so much. Interesting concept they've gone with. Like, it's still in that mysterious, like, oh, hey, you've got this box. I love the website, the interface. I went and checked it out.
Cool.
Scrolling, it was immersive, and the box, the animation reflected off all the background as you were turning it. So they had a nice digital Louis Vuitton touch to it. And the interesting one is what people will get, because you never know what you're going to get with an NFT. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And
you can sort of, they've got the box itself is a SBT token. Yeah. So that can't be transferred. You can give some your private key, but
that's not the one.
That's not advised.
It's not advised. Yeah.
But yeah, then they've got the normal ERC-721 that will be a key that can be traded. So
got it.
Whether purchasing that box and you're going to get airdrop these keys that you can then sell for holding the box, or you can use those keys to unlock real world events or merchandise, or they've sort of got that, like little Easter eggs of haven't told you exactly what they're going to do. But it looks interesting. Good, right? It was a nice way they done it. Yeah. They executed it well. I thought they'd done pretty well.
I think with the SBT, just want to bring this to everyone's attention. SBT means soul-bound token. So with the SBT, the difference between SBTs and NFTs, that NFTs you can transfer or in some cases could be stolen by signing a contract, where with the SBTs, it doesn't have the transfer function in the smart contract. So what happens is when you get an SBT, you cannot remove it. And it could work in a different way, as in a way that people could just drop you SBTs. I got a couple of SBTs got dropped into my wallet, and I can't get rid of them now. It's a pain every time I see, like, oh my god, just good things like you can't really see it in when you go to OpenSea because it's hidden, because it's dropped, and in that way it works. But whenever it's like, oh, what are these SBTs? I'll burn it, but I can't burn it. It's stuck there forever.
Yeah, transfer all those NFTs out to a new wallet if you want to stop seeing it.
That's exactly it. Right. And so it's really good the way that they have done this one, because it's a way of identifying who your loyal customers are, and once they get that, then moving forward, they know that when they drop or even use the NFT as a gateway to book exclusive events, for example.
Yeah,
Right? The token proof.
Yeah, I looked at it, and what do you think, Fuzzy? I looked at the Louis Vuitton boxes as a lifetime membership.
100%. That's exactly what it is.
$41,000, and you become a lifetime member. You can't sell that membership, but you're a
can't sell it.
lifetime member.
And I think that will bring more value, and rather than having to sell it.
Yeah.
Because now you're because you know that when you're getting this one for 41,000, right? It's not a small purchase, but same time, it has that exclusivity, and you're part of an exclusive club. I think it's only a few hundred NFTs as well. I didn't check exactly how many NFTs they dropped.
Yeah.
That collection, but it makes it a very exclusive club. Only a few countries. I think US, UK, Germany. I think Australia is one of the countries. So only a handful of countries they really, release this in. And we have spoken about, or Vitalik spoken about SBTs and everything. And I think this is one way of showcasing. And I'll be really interested to see how many or what the benefits would look like. And also, would we hear like, oh, I lost access to my, wallet, and now I can't get hold of this Louis Vuitton NFT.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it will be a very expensive lesson for someone to learn.
Yeah. Also, with that is I don't know much about the designer branding, but do they release like limited edition 100 items only, like Louis Vuitton?
I believe so. So. And with that, and also this is not their first time either. So I believe a couple of years ago, they did do a Web3 game as well.
Yeah, I
like
played
a Web2 type of game.
Yeah, I forget what it was, but yeah, it was Louis Vuitton with
with passes,
cool little characters, and you had to go around and collect all the scrolls or something.
Little passes, postcards.
Yes, and you went around Paris and all these different sort of. It was a cool little game. It was quite entertaining. I played it. Yeah. I think there was something to get at the end if you had over it. Yeah. If you collected all the postcards, you got there was like 10 spots or something that for the first NFTs.
For the NFTs. So I think with all that, you can see like how luxury brands getting on the blockchain journey. And it's not just Louis Vuitton. We have Gucci and few other brands really jump on this Web3, and it's good to see. I mean, it adds a lot more weight, and other, like, I won't say not luxury brands, but other brands, they could really see how these guys are executing and pivoting and taking a massive chance, because now if you look at Louis Vuitton and Gucci and a few other brands, or Sotheby's or all those brands, they are like heritage brands. They are like really set in their ways, and now also some of those brands, Louis Vuitton, and them are really going the street culture as well. They are, really, because they had to move with the times, and while they're moving with the times with the fashion, they have also embraced the latest technology, which is the emerging tech with Web3, and I mean, because of seeing that, I feel there's so much that we have yet to discover.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. They're still experimenting. Such as Adidas at the moment.
That's exactly. So it looks like they have taken a leaf from the Nike or the Artifact book, and again with Adidas as well. This is not their first release. Previously, they used the ape and came up with a fictitious character, and then used that with the I believe the crypto comics. With them together, they did that revolving character. So, and then few of us, even like a few of our friends, including Sikia, he received his like what do you call the
yellow tracksuits
and all that, and people are saying, oh, we would send this one for Eid. You know what I mean? People prefer Eid over those tracksuits, but it's good to see like Adidas really coming into the space as well and trying new things, including Puma as well.
Yeah.
Those brands, and especially with those sneakers, they use NFC.
I've seen that to authenticate the item.
Yeah, item. What do you call our favorite word? Digital.
Digital.
Right, so, yeah, actually, it's funny. I was talking with someone this morning at the event, and I was mentioning them like, okay, like, this vintage clothing is really coming back now with the vintage pass and how they track vintage clothing with the whole NFC chips now. They're having that linking that physical item to a digital item, and I think more and more we're going to see this because that's how you're going to really see who really had this vintage clothing once upon a time. You know, who knows? Like, special drops that come off at the moment, and it could be a brand new T-shirt or it could be a hoodie or whatever that is today. And within 50 years it becomes vintage. Yeah. And now if you can track that, I think that's what I really like to see about what Adidas is doing on that.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how that NFC is working exactly. I haven't looked too much into it, but is it tied to the blockchain? Is it not? Can someone get that actual, buy those shoes and then duplicate the NFC in the shoes and start sending them out?
I believe they use it as, so you get the NFT, so you buy the NFT, right? And then you burn the NFT to receive
the shoe.
The shoes. And then from there, then you scan the NFC to have the authentication.
How they've set that authentication up.
It would be really interesting to see how that really works, and
whether it's dynamic or there's some middleware in between for that security to plug into the website.
Exactly. And same thing with what Puma did as well. And I believe that's what Nike did as well. So you burn the NFT to receive the.
I almost got a pair of shoes. The first release of shoes from the Nike. I was thinking of doing it. Yeah.
Cool. So, talking from brands, if you talk about like one of the blockchains like what do you call Avalanche?
Yeah,
like, they are really getting into the gaming side.
Yeah, they're making some big deals around the world, aren't they? Avalanche.
Yeah, that's right. And we were in Melbourne, I think maybe a month ago, NFT Melbourne. And when we were at that event, one of the attendees there, what he was saying is like they're working really close with Avalanche, building different platforms, especially when it comes to gaming and tokenizing as well. So they are really pushing hard. I'm hearing a lot of Avalanche, a lot of Polygon, and not that much when it comes to our layer ones.
Yeah, well, I guess the layer ones, like, it'd be hard to get a grant from Ethereum. Like, you can spin up a DAO and get one, but yeah, those layer twos are fighting for creators, because that's what brings in the users. If you've got builders, you've got developers updating, and you can get the users to come on one thing, it's easy for them to cross-reference over another. And as I said, you look at them like countries.
Yes.
Like, hey, we'll save you taxes and give you grants if you come build in our country, and it does grow the country.
100%.
Yeah.
I think, and also the gas price doesn't help either, right? I think that's really pushes to the layer two.
The users love that one. Yeah.
And in that space as well, we see the SDKs like Third Web and Alchemy. They are really pushing their SDKs as well towards the gamers and
Unity.
Unity's
got a few.
So I think the core gaming community, even they have massive pushback. It's not like a slight pushback. They have big pushback towards Web3 gaming, and with that, still you can see some of these platforms. They really believe there is still unexplored avenues when it comes to Web3 gaming.
Yeah, I think, as I've said for a while, because it's
Yeah.
going to be the huge one for the crypto. I wouldn't be surprised if it's the next bull cycle comes in with the NFT gaming. You're going to see a lot of that. And you're seeing a lot of Web2 companies transitioning. They see it. And yeah, I think it was Dr. Disrespect. Have you heard of him before?
No, I haven't.
Okay, he's a big gamer. Abruptly rude, like funny rude, sort of.
With the blonde hair?
He's got the mullet and has the beard, but I think it's just like his persona he puts on while he plays games. Yeah. And he come out stating like he doesn't know why gamers hate NFTs and crypto. It's the like it just gels together so well. So now you're getting big social influencers, like he's sponsored and all sorts. He plays games for a living. He makes a very good living from playing games. Now imagine if those assets and in those tournaments you're starting to earn valuable items. Like I think I read one recently where a CS:GO skin that's a shooting game. Someone actually accidentally sold it for $2,000 and it was worth $20,000.
Wow.
NFT solved that problem too because you'd have your offers.
Yeah.
You'd have that floor price on that and
you have a bit more.
But I think it's just the unknown, people don't like the unknown. And PlayStation's got patents with NFTs. They've actually got digital collectibles now within their PlayStation app that you can collect by proof of activity, by doing activity within the PlayStation network. And I guess it drives their usability. Like they're doing stuff where like, oh, you played this game once, you can earn this amount of credits to go buy one of our digital collectibles. If you do this, which then if you don't have the game, you can earn more credits, but now you have to go to the store or the shop and you have to go buy that game and then start playing it. And bringing in that game theory of how do we make people interact with
when you think
the
about
direction.
When you think about like esports, massive industry, right? How did it grow from like a few $100 for a price around $1 million, right? Millions of dollars, like $20-something million for a first prize, right? People say like, oh, the games are for fun, not for,
Who's going to sit there and watch people play a game?
and when you look at it, like with the e-games arenas, like hundreds of people, it's like whole thing like going like watching, people, like the esports, right? Yeah. And I think if that can happen there, why can't they also use the the Web3 element in the games, the assets as well? Yeah. When people say like, oh, games not about earning money or playing for money, but then there's a whole esports sector being built around that. I think people are a little bit scared of what they don't know, and also they feel like, oh, by doing this, it takes the fun out of it. But then I feel there's always this place for it. Yeah.
Well, you lose the fun in games anyway. The people, there's fun in the crypto market. We've had the meme coins recently, and now they've been dropping. Same thing with games. People will play games, and then they fall off it, and then the companies release a new version of the game. Yeah. Change the environment, change the skins, and there's a new one for you. You know what I mean? So. Yeah, it'll be interesting. I think it's an added bonus. Game will be, you'll play the game either way. Yeah. But now you've got a bit of money, or you've got a chance for collector's items. And I think the power with the NFTs will be in the tournaments, getting people in tournaments, and the best of the best people that are really playing these games will be the ones that win those high value items like Dookie Dash. Like, what game company do you know? Like I thought about this, like Web2 esports that we're just talking about. All right, we've got a $10 million prize. Where does that 10 mil come from? Sponsors or their own pocket? And I've got to give you $10 million for winning. Yeah. Dookie Dash, we're going to give you this golden key. Right, how much did it cost to mint that golden key? Yeah. You have got to have a culture behind it, but it costs them $20. I give you an item that costs me $20, and then you're able to sell that for $1.5 million. Crazy. Or something, whatever it was. Yeah. Like, do you see that? It's
supply demand, right? And that's what it comes down to end of the day, right? And exactly how I saw,
But the company being able to create that prize for $20, and then the winner being
Winner
able
is like
to sell that for 1.5 million. It's
I think maybe that's the reason why people who are not in the crypto world, who doesn't understand how that crypto world works. They see from outside. They don't want to be part of it, but they see from outside, but they judge it from outside rather than being part of it and it's experiencing it, and they're like, oh, no, it's not good, or whatever that is, right?
Or they see the Sotheby's story today of the NFT selling for $6.2 million. I forget the name. It's like Goose. I think it's Goose. The name of that NFT. I don't know much about the backstory
about the NFT
of the creator, about the NFT itself. It must have some crypto culture meaning behind it. I've got to look a little bit further in. That'll be me tonight, looking into like where was this Goose created? Like what's it from? And getting that backstory. But Three Arrows Capital, the now defunct crypto investment firm, it was part of their assets that got auctioned away.
And I think that's what people should see, like, okay, these are like, there's some real asset value. I think you mentioned, like, I think you said something like worth about 2 million or something. Now it's gone to 6 million.
But they had the estimated price at about 2 to 3 million, and it went for 6.2.
6.2 million. So, and I think, like any art, it all depends on what an individual sees.
Banana duct tape to a piece to the wall.
To the wall, right?
Yeah.
And who can say that that's not art, or that's not good, that's not nice, or my 5-year-old can draw it, that's what we heard. How can be? I think it's not that. It's everything that's behind that.
It's meaning behind it, and meaning behind the artists.
Of course.
And a lot of artists, their work becomes successful after they're dead, many years after they pass away.
Yeah. But the best thing is if you can celebrate those artists while they're alive. That's even better.
Yeah. Let them enjoy seeing it. Yeah.
So from there, we spoke about brands. We spoke a little about the gaming side of things. So now, if you talk about a little bit about artists, it's a big artist who released an NFT as well this week.
We're talking about Ferocious.
Ferocious. Actually, he did the collab with Adidas. I'm talking about Snoop Dogg.
Oh, Snoop Dogg, yes. Yeah, they're both up there in my books. I've been following Ferocious for a long time now, for their first art release, NFT art release. But yeah, Snoop Dogg, he just keeps coming out in the crypto world. He loves it. He loves it.
He's like amazing.
He's
right?
a degen.
He's a super degen in that, And I think seeing people like that getting involved in the Web3 space, I think they are the ambassadors. They will be seen as the founding fathers, almost, not founding fathers, but like who really push the
boundaries at 50-something years old.
You know what I mean? I think that's really cool to see. And there are quite a few artists like that, but Snoop is really heading this space, really pushing this. And then he had I think he did this wines as well. You've seen them, right? So when you scan them, those wine labels come alive.
Oh.
It is like so sick.
No, I haven't seen that.
Oh man, it is like really cool. So they got the bottle with the face, and then you scan it, and then you hold it, and then it just comes out and it tells a story.
Oh, okay.
So, and I think when you see things like that, so he's always been playing in the Web3, not Web3, so digital space.
Yeah.
Right? He's in the digital space, and I think people like that who are constantly pushing the boundaries of people like, oh, that's a dumb idea, but okay, I'll do it because I love it.
Yeah, he's done a fair bit. He's done like just off the top of my head, he's got the records. I own one of them.
Yes.
I can legally remix his music and create my own songs from it.
Yep.
He's got land in
Sandbox,
a metaverse where he's got a mansion and throws parties on there. And then
he got some avatars as well, actually. In there, Snoop avatars.
Yeah, he's he created his own avatar versions within there as well. And then he buys a lot of NFTs. He loves buying those NFTs. He'll run for your money there, does he? an NFT buying. And then now he's come out and done this like all access backstage pass on all his tours, and still don't know exactly what it is, but it's going to be, you're going to be able to buy these NFTs and have access probably for a web platform where you connect your wallet, scans your NFT, you have it, and then you'll be able to see him on the road, up to date, latest.
Can I confess? I bought two.
Have you already got them? Yeah. What did you need two for?
Just in case. Just in case,
Just in case I get extra back.
Exactly, you know what I mean? Two of me.
Because you can buy 100 all up, and they're not badly priced either. They're like
$43 US.
$43 US.
Yeah. And I think
which is pretty cool, It's not like
like
thousands of
it's
dollars.
Not thousands of dollars, and I think it's unlimited as well. I believe that.
I didn't see there was a limit on.
Yeah,
maybe there's a time lock or something like that.
I don't know.
But
so
no limit.
Yeah, and I thought, like, you know what, these are. I didn't buy it for anything else. I don't know whether I'll ever be able to go to one of those things, because if it's in the US, but
he comes to Australia.
They was in Gold Coast, right?
Yeah, I went to his at I think what is it, Summerfield Days or something at the Spit.
Yeah,
many years ago.
Yeah. And also like a few months ago, right? He was here, isn't he? Like
he was, a few months ago. He was in Brisbane, wasn't he? And Melbourne.
Yeah. So, but what I wanted to have a piece of history.
Yeah.
I think it's important. Like, the more we support things like this, the ones we encourage those who are leading from the front to even go harder. If we are in the space, I think we should support those people who are going through the glass door, who will have a few cuts, right?
Yeah.
It helps us, people like us, to walk through without having to go through those pain factors. And so I'm a great believer in what he's doing, and love everything what he's doing out there, and keeping the space alive. When people are running away from the fire, he is running into the fire.
That's exactly what he's doing.
Yeah. So it's pretty good. And so it was on, I believe it was on, I pulled it out from, it was an Optimism, I believe. Optimism? The NFT was minted in Optimism and pulled out into your MetaMask as well, so you can extract out it. And it's very simple. It's pretty much, once you buy it, you go to the user profile page, and you say, okay, select, and you say send to my wallet, and you put the LS, and then boom, that's it. You don't have to even pay gas.
Oh, nice.
It's just like boom, it goes in.
Yeah.
So
how do you pay for it? Is that?
It's a credit card.
Oh, so credit card payment, and then you get allocated it, and you withdraw out to your wallet.
Yeah, that's right. And it's just minting, and then you get minted, and then you put it out to your MetaMask wallet.
Yep.
And
cool.
It's very simple. So, and I think that's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah. You need to make it easy and simple, and I love simple, stupid. Just simpler it is, the better it is for me. It's just like, makes sense. There we go. But then I get things where, like, I don't know, you become accustomed to being in crypto and how bad it used to be, how hard it used to be, and then it's like, oh yeah, this, and then someone's like, huh, what? And it's like, oh, let me take a few steps back and just try help you out here. So you got to do this and that, and then they're like, do it a couple of times, and they're like, oh. But if you can do it like that, pay credit card, leave it there for your email address, and then withdraw it once you want to educate yourself on MetaMask. You're
100%. I think that's where the magic is in the Web3, where people are not talking about Web3 or blockchain or crypto. It's almost like it's natural that they just like using their email address or buying out with the credit. I don't know what happens with the credit card. It will be with this CBDCs. Who knows what will happen in the future. And by the way, if no one really understands CBDC, there are a lot of discussions happening at the moment in pretty much a lot of the Western countries, Western world, about central bank digital currencies, like the digital yuan. Whether we like it or not, it's coming in the future. We don't know when, and whether we like it or not, whether we have to use those digital currencies. So when we buy, still use the credit cards or whatever they look like, but it's still they'll be digital currencies. Anyway, I think that will push more people to buy crypto, because if you have a digital currency, it could say like, okay, if you're in I think more the people who would really get impacted would be not the people who are well off. I think it will be the people who are of the middle class, and down, who are like really in the social, in the cusp of the social, what do you call, levels, so that if you are in whatever benefits, for example, you might get like, you can only spend $100 a week on shopping, for example.
Can't buy alcohol.
Can't buy alcohol, or you can't spend on, I don't know,
And
medication.
they've already been talking about it these days with certain cards and stuff. So we do run off program money. That's just programmable money.
Programmable money. I think that's what. So anyway, to go a bit for a different direction. So let's come back to what I was discussing. So yeah, so it is just buying these NFTs or getting involved in a Web3 driven ecosystem just without knowledge of crypto.
Yeah, that's everyone normally starts on an exchange. You know what I mean? And exchanges allow that as well.
Yeah, I mean, now talking about exchanges, things are like really heating up, right?
Yeah.
In the US and a few other countries as well. I mean, even in Australia with the Combank holding that 24-hour delay, so you can't really buy in the dip anymore.
I think it might even be 3 days or something. So I've seen someone saying, yeah.
All right. So it's another way of, I guess, holding funds for a little bit longer.
Operation Chokepoint 2.0. Google it, guys. There's a good document out there. I forget the guy who wrote it. Sorry, but just give it a read, and yeah.
And I think by them doing this, I think they're only going to encourage more people
to buy
crypto.
It'd be good if they gave us valid reasons. I would like valid reason, okay, this many of our customers got scammed and we lost this amount of money that we refunded and insurance and da-da-da-da. So we're doing a delay for these days and that. Like, I remember when I went to transfer a bit over, and it wasn't a small amount, and I transferred over, and then the bank called me before they relayed it, and they're like, did you do this transfer? I'm like, yeah. And they're like, okay, what did you do it for? And I'm like, I'm putting money on a crypto exchange. I'm going to gamble it away on magic internet money. And she's like, okay, like, did you get a text message for that? I was like, no. She's like, did you get an email link for that? I'm like, no, like, I've used this exchange many of times.
Yes.
It was actually FT. Well, it was Binance, but it was going to FTX. I didn't lose it. Funny. She was trying to protect me, but it was just weird. It was like, hey, it's my money, but thank you for checking on me. But she was like, okay, so you agree and making sure, like, I hadn't been scammed. I wasn't getting scammed to transfer that money to some dodgy exchange that is promising me 100% of returns. But I just said to her, no, I've done this heaps of times. Like, it's all good. I'm safe.
Yeah, I mean, like, look, the reason that they gave was that we want to make sure that our customers are safe. Now, I wish they do the same thing with the casino.
Nah, they don't. Alcohol.
I just want to, we want to make sure you're safe, so that when you go and spend money in casino, we want to hold your funds back.
These ATMs will only give you $100.
$100 in the casino.
I'm pretty sure they're like $2,000.
Yeah. Right, and I think with all that, so it's not really valid.
Yeah, all stocks. They don't do it. Like, casinos more of it on one stocks. Yeah. I'm down like 90% on a stock I purchased a couple years back. Like, It was
I mean, like, look, I understand if they, that they have, when it comes to the investment, they have like, you call it like a smart investor or a sophisticated investor that they, you have a question and you go through it and you look at some assets.
But they're just allowed to get into opportunities early. And then people like me and you, Cozzy, come in at the last hurdle of the stick and
when they are like, liquidating.
yeah.
That's when you buy.
It's like, all right, they're all buying. They've done the IPO. It's released on the open market. Time to take our profits. Leave the take the initial back and leave the profits there. And
See, and I think so that's with the with this what's going on here as well. And I feel like even if they say, okay, if they want to protect their customers, if they say like, okay, here's a I don't know, like a questionnaire or whatever that looks like, right? Once you take it, okay, that's all right. Then I don't want to hold my money back because I'm already being not KYC, but it's qualified to be a sophisticated investor and in crypto.
Exchanges do that. Crypto exchanges have done that, but on the bank side, where it's
and that's exactly
they do a little education, and if you can pass that, you're allowed to leverage trade or whatnot.
And I think that way it gives individuals the right to do what they want. I think that's a basic human right.
And a bit of education along the way too.
I think,
even if they're not interested, they can take it. If they're not interested in it, they think, okay, I'll get in there. Okay, sweet. Didn't realize that.
Exactly. I think there's a lot of opportunities there that I don't know why they're not seeing it. Maybe they have bigger problems. Who knows, right?
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure. Don't hold me to this, anybody. But
not financial advice.
No, definitely not financial. This is more of a thing. I remember Combank doing something with crypto. But they've got the ComSec Invest, and there was something in there with crypto going on. I believe that maybe a year or so ago. Yeah. So then it's like 180.
That's right. I mean, like, look, all these things are happening, and I think it will be the times are changing, and also when you look at from their point of view as well, they don't know where to stand because the government hasn't. They're still working out what is a token.
Well, we're seeing that in America at the moment.
Our good mate Gary.
Old Gary.
Is like
Mr. Burns.
Like really shaking the tree there.
Yeah.
And look,
Mr. Algorand.
Right. And it's for me what I don't understand is like how come he's being a lecturer in in the MIT, like really being bullish about the technology.
And there's things where and there's things coming out on Twitter, so don't hold me to this stuff either. Of him applying for jobs at Binance in 2019ish to be like their advisor. Which a lot of the exchanges done. They hired certain people for partnerships, strategic dealings. You know what I mean? But it's As a compliance officer, I read. Oh, was it compliance officer?
Compliance part, and you can get through. So who knows? Maybe it's an old grudge. I didn't get my job, so I'm going to take
old
you
grudge,
down.
brown paper bag.
Don't know. So I think with all that. At the moment, we're going through a bit of a choppy waters.
It scares a lot of people, and people that are building certain things, questioning do we hold off until
that's right.
We
work out what's what, right?
Until the storm's gone and comes back down, and businesses that are already set up. So I remember seeing this 2018-19, where a lot of the exchanges moved to crypto-friendly
nations, right?
Nations. Yeah.
And I don't know how that will last. I mean, if, for example, if they bring in like new regulation and laws and cuts out a country like US, like 350 million people from accessing crypto, it doesn't matter whether you are in Malta or I don't know, Jersey or wherever, which country you are in. If there's no customers, what's the point?
I know.
Don't tell me that you're going to use that through a VPN.
No, I was going to say that did happen with the ICO stage, and a lot of Americans just got the VPN to go buy the tokens. So they'll find a way around it. But I know what you mean. It will limit, America.
If there's no market, like supply demand, right? If there is no demand, what's the point of this? Supply dies out anyway. So I think that's, but saying that. sooner than later.
Gift cards will probably become a lot more valuable.
But saying that, there's what it is like the long term. People like Adidas, people like Louis Vuitton, people like Snoop, people like Ferocious and Disco. I think the other guys like the Rocky Horror Show.
Rocky Horror Show. Yes, my wife's family loved that movie, and I watched it, and I didn't watch it till I was like, late 20s.
Yeah.
What the hell was this? Like, you told me it was the best show ever, and I did not expect this.
Yeah.
I was thinking, what is it, Rocky and Bullwinkle when they told me about it, and then it was
That's
Rocky.
fun.
Have you watched Rocky Horror Show?
No, I have not, but I heard a lot about it.
Yeah.
Now I think because now it's in NFT, I might go and watch it.
You're going to go watch it. Yeah.
So I think again, like when you look at this, like we said before, it's the like these brands and classics. They're coming into it like they're embracing the latest technology.
Yeah. Well, NFTs is a totally different sector in itself. Like you
Completely,
can call it
right?
crypto, but
Yes.
it can be its own. It's using blockchain technology.
Yep.
Doesn't have to resonate with meme coins and
crypto,
token coins and.
It's just another asset, right? And that's all it is. I think a lot of people believe that crypto and blockchain are same and they're intertied. They're not connected, but they're one-way connected. Like I would say, it's like having a website on internet. Where the websites, if you don't pay for the website, guess what? The website goes down, they get hacked. But the internet only keeps on growing.
Yeah.
Same thing as a blockchain. Blockchain is going to grow forever. But it's the use cases that's built on top of the blockchain. They're going to have their own life cycles.
Yeah.
Independent of the blockchain. So I think what I really want to let the audience know is that you might love blockchain, you might hate blockchain, you might call it names and all those things, but ultimately, whether we like it or not, technology always moves forward.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Moves forward, and sometimes people value what we call convenience over privacy, for example. Now,
a lot of people
got hacked with so many companies, and they still carry on using those services, right?
Stick with them. Yeah.
Just stick with them. Like there were like insurance, telecom companies, and medical companies, right? With and people are like, I can't be bothered. That's all right.
And meanwhile, TikTok's still not been hacked.
And
people are more worried about their privacy on TikTok.
Right? So I think what I would ask is that just read about it, just understand it, speak to people that not like people who are going to just throw blockchain down your throat, but have discussions and listen to some people and listen to both sides, why it's a worthwhile technology and why it's not. I think you should use both sides to work and
always keep your mind open. Listen to both sides and then make your own judgment from your own experiences throughout life.
100%. I think then it makes it okay. Now I know why I don't like the blockchain technology for this reason. I don't like crypto for this reason. Then at least we can have a conversation that is with substance.
Yeah, instead of just shutting it down doing your own research.
Yeah, I think that's important. So anyway, guys, what we want to say is like this technology is here forever. Even though there are some negative things going on and we are thinking the crypto markets are down, all those down, that's different. Look at the technology and how that can get implemented into your business, into what you're doing, and look at
besides what we talked about today, like immutable databases.
Yeah, immutable databases.
Databases,
removing that trust factor.
Yeah.
So that you don't have to trust on people, right?
Yeah.
In people, because you can verify that data or that action or that record what's on that ledger.
And you don't need crypto for that to work, by the way, Gus.
That's right. You do not need crypto.
Which is a big question we get asked.
We get asked, do I need crypto? Like, no, you don't need crypto to use the blockchain.
It's your own blockchain. It's your own systems.
I think that's the other thing. Like, people say, oh, I don't want to put my details on there because it's public. Well, you can have private blockchains that are only closed for a selected group of companies or people, or however that can be set up. But then if you're using like a currency or NFTs or digital assets, certain digital assets, you can keep it like a public, so that you know that, oh, this person does own what they say that, they own their Lamborghini NFT. So I think, on that positive, I would like to end today's podcast. Do you want to bring anything?
Yeah, I'll just say my predictions for the coming year would be I am bullish on gaming in Web3, and I'm bullish on brands in Web3. And
Huge.
That's what I think at this stage for me will be the two big drivers whenever the next bull market happens.
All right. On that, let's finish it. Anyway, guys, so thank you so much for joining us for the episode 39 of our podcast. And we'll see you next week, and hopefully we'll have the whole team
back
next week. All right. On that note, see you guys.
Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week. Same time, same place.
Subscribe.